Hello, everybody. I am The Worm, and we're back for some more VLR. Last time, we had quite an episode, actually. We had we discovered that, although, we already suspected it, but we got confirmation that Dio is the one who murdered the old lady. Excuse me. Yes, so he admitted it himself. He did not admit to murdering Alice and Luna. I did not think he did those killings, but it's good to at least hear his word on it. And yeah, we had a whole talk about what his plan might be and what his actions in pursuit of that plan might be. As I said back then, I think we'll find out more when we start this third branch. In any case, we also learned a bit about Kay. Specifically, apparently some of his memory has returned to him. Now, we have to be very careful regarding this because there's a few assumptions we're making here. Now, I think some of this we can just accept. Okay, so first we're accepting Kay does really have amnesia. Okay, I'm willing to accept that. That's fine. And then second, we are believing him when he says his memory has returned and are trusting his story that he then tells us about. So you have to sort of accept those two things if you want to believe he's being genuine here. But let's give him all that. Let's give him he is amnesiac and he is getting his true memories back. Now that's a problem for us here, because, well, this is kind of a I'm not it's not excuse me, I'm not exactly sure how to phrase this. A person can be if someone's completely amnesiac, right? Or in sci-fi or fantasy, if they've been, I don't know, mind wiped or whatever, they're a blank slate again. They're essentially kind of a new person, right? Now maybe it depends on what exactly we're talking about. Like personality wise, sometimes their personality remains, so maybe they're not entirely a new person. But in general, I think you could say it's almost like a new person, right? They have no memories. They don't really know anyone else. They're starting from zero, shall we say? So part of the thing that is we have to be careful of when someone is regaining their memories is they may not necessarily be someone on our side or their objective. No, that we don't have to take it that far. It's just their objectives could be different from ours, and we might be at cross purposes here. Now, I say all that because within Kay's story, we saw what I'm pretty sure was the old lady. We saw someone, presumably his father, and I guess he was wearing a jacket that looked similar to Dio's, which I still don't understand. That's quite odd if that's the case. And I think was it Lise who pointed this out? A couple of the scenes we saw there looked like they were specifically from places within this facility. Like there was one with a table in the corner of a room, and some of the other sciencey places. They looked familiar, you know. So if he is, you know, I know that I've thought maybe K could be zero. That's obviously a threat. If he is zero and he's regaining his memories of being zero, that could be a thing. But not even, you don't even, as I said, you don't have to take it that far. if he's just someone who's associated with whatever experiments are going on here, and he suddenly knows the you know the this place's secrets and maybe how to get around here and all that sort of stuff, then who knows? Who knows what we're going to be forced to deal with in that regard. So, yeah, basically that Kay might not be an enemy, but he may end up being an obstacle in an unexpected way. That's the sort of point I wanted to get across there. Now, talking about the story itself, obviously I'm sympathetic to Kay here. He went his childhood. He went through what I would call abuse, or at least neglect, which can be extremely damaging for people. And when he seems to finally get what he when he finally seemed to get what he wanted, which was something resembling a family, then that appeared to have been taken away from him. And so obviously very harsh upbringing he seemed to have. It does make me curious as to if the sort of experiments that his father and this lady were talking about, or whatever their whatever project they were working on, if it's related to this, the Nonary game itself. Maybe it's the Nonary game, maybe it's not, but it could be related to this facility. Then he's much more intimately related to this whole thing than we previously understood. I think it was Lise who also talked about feeling sad for the replacement robot mother, and I could definitely understand that. I think I mentioned it in the episode, because he was supposedly a young kid when he got the replacement mother, and yet he seemed to already have quite a complicated understanding of what a robot is, and specifically he understood it to be not human. Such that even if it seemed to display emotion and all that sort of stuff, he just dismissed it out of hand. So, I'm not sure if Kay is just a boy genius, which he might be, considering he's meant to be the replacement for this guy, this head scientist, his father, or whatever he is. But yeah, Lisa's point was that you could sort of feel sorry for the robot, and of course, I don't think we're definitely not there yet in reality. But should a time arrive where we get to a point where robots can actually mimic human thought and emotion to such an extent where it is, impossible to tell the difference, then I think we would basically we would have to treat them with respect. Now, exactly where to draw that line, I definitely don't have a well-formed opinion on that. I mean, certainly if from, we got the revelation that Sigma seems to be a robot, and certainly in Sigma's case, if he is the robot, which he seems to be, this whole experience of being him throughout this game, he's indistinguishable from a human. And at that point, it's just, you can't dismiss that. You can't just, it'd be, it would be, I think, somewhat cruel, but also it would be harmful to us as well, I think. But and I don't know. It's just some interesting comments from last time that my thoughts were sort of bouncing off the walls of my head. So I thought I'd just talk about it a bit. I'm sure there are people who have written essays or made hour-long videos about. So I'm sure I'm not saying anything that's new or crazy, but I don't know. Just you guys make me think sometimes, so I thought I'd share the thoughts. Um, so do I have any way to conclude that section? No, I think that's it really. We left off with. Oh yeah, well, we can talk about one more thing. The the bracelet that was in that the Dio had was broken, and this is the whole thing, right? It's who killed Dio, who had the opportunity, and then who destroyed his bracelet. Because right now I'm not really sure. All we can look at is who had the opportunity, right? So here's a weird scenario. Phi had the opportunity to kill Dio, but what if while Phi and I were in the warehouse and Kay went to go get the bracelet, what if Kay, for whatever reason, maybe he remembered something else from in his memories, and for whatever reason then destroyed the bracelet himself. So it could be a weird scenario where one person killed Dio, but then someone else destroyed the bracelet. Some weird, because when we saw Dio's corpse, we saw the bracelet there, but it was faced down. So we did not see, and that could have just been delaying our discovery that it had been destroyed. But I don't necessarily want to immediately jump to that conclusion. So basically, this is a whole confusing situation. I'm sure I could go over it in fine detail and say exactly who could have possibly done it. I mean, Clover, Tenmyoji, or Phi, but I'm assuming Clover and Tenmyoji are probably dead somewhere, so I don't think it's them. Maybe a weird scenario where Quark woke up, opened the... I mean, we talked about that, right? They mentioned it themselves. Quark could have done it technically. So, we could dig into that minutia, but I think we understand that it's just kind of... It could be whoever at this point. Okay. With that out of the way, let's actually get into this route. The thing I've been avoiding for so long. The betrayal of poor, unfortunate Luna. Let's do it. Let's rip it off like a Band-Aid. As Phi and I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running toward the monitor, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tenmyoji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that? Were you telling the truth? If our BP hits 0, do we really?
Well, you chose betray because of what I said, right? Don't worry. You made the right choice.
You better not have lied to me, so I'd choose betray.
Well, Zero will tell you if I lied or not.
0?
Yo, what's up? Siggy! Fido! Hey, what are you kids doing over there? We're about to announce the results.
You'll see in a minute. Let's go, Sigma.
Hey, what do you mean Zero's gonna tell me? Hey, Phi, hold on. Damn it.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally, let's get ready to rock! Amberdex game!
Luna's
Round
obviously...
1! The results! If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
Luna obviously gonna be betrayed by us, unfortunately. That's the same. And there we go. Huh.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Sigma?
I'm sorry, Luna. I had to.
Why did you and Vi do that?
I actually had to continue the story. The game expects this of me.
All we had to do was choose ally 3 times, and we could all escape together.
You're preaching to the choir, lady. It's all I've ever wanted, really.
After this, we only would have needed 2 more rounds and we would have all had 9 points. But now why?
I hung my head. There was no way I could look her in the eye and try to explain what I'd done.
It was me. I told him to betray you. What? There's a way to get out faster.
Wow. Okay, Fi. Taking the blame, that's one thing. What's this now?
If you're successful twice with Betray, you'll get 3 points each time, which gives you 6. That means you'll have 9 BP after the second AB game. I know that. Is that why you chose Betray? So you can escape before the rest of us? Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to get out first or anything. Just wanted to have a little leverage. How is leverage supposed to help you? Well, I was planning on getting out of here with everybody else, and he... You're lying. What makes you think I'm going to believe that?
Their eyes met for a long moment, but all I could see in Luna's was sadness and disappointment. Fi opened her mouth and shut it again and looked away. I was about to apologize to Luna when...
Hey, what were you thinking?
I'm sorry, Alice. I didn't think you'd choose ally.
What? You really think I'd betray you?
Wow. Okay, so this is interesting. Now, it was a kind of mystery for a while for me why the whole thing with Clover and Alice happened. But then we seem to get an explanation from Kay in, down here. When we were betrayed by Kay, Kay said basically that the reason he picked Betray in the first round was because he wanted security, because he didn't want to go lower than 3. But now we're getting another reason in that Clover expected Alice to betray her. Huh.
Well, no, that's what I thought at first.
But Kay told you to choose Betray,
Ah,
didn't
there it is.
Yes, I did. I was sure you would vote similarly.
There it is.
Are you listening? I'm not going to vote Betray against Clover.
And Kay probably knew that.
Is that so? You never considered that we might choose to betray you?
What?
Clover would never choose that, of course. But what if I was your sole opponent? I understand it might seem strange of me to say this, but who would trust a man who hides his face?
So, again, there's some of that self-preservation in there.
If I were in your position, I would be quite certain my masked opponent would choose Betray.
Well, but it wasn't just you. Clover was there too.
Yes, she was. But if I'd chosen to end an argument by force, do you think she would have had any chance? I was certain you'd choose Betray for that very reason.
So that was why you did it.
Yes.
After he explained his thinking to me, I thought he had a good point.
It's all right. I understand.
I'm so sorry.
I apologize. This is very unfortunate.
The past is the past. There's no point complaining about it.
Well, I'm glad to finally get... This is the conversation we didn't get to hear for quite a... Well, I feel like more than once, but yeah.
I'll just have to try and get those points back in the next AB game.
That was when I finally noticed Dio, Quark, and Tenmyoji.
Let me give you a little warning, Tenmyoji. That little shit is a hell of an actor. I'll bet you money he's a born con man. I don't know what he is to you, but if I were you, I'd trust that kid as far as I could throw him, and at your age, that can't be much. You hearing me, old man? Keep an eye on him.
What if both... What if there are two things can be true at once? What if Dio is, he's a murderer, he's he wants to betray people, you know, all that sort of stuff. What if that's true, but then the stuff he says about Quark, what if that's also true? You know, what if Quark's, you know, this secretly evil kid, and Dio is just also secretly, well, he's not so secret, but, you know, I'm just curious. It's unfortunate that Quark ends up being the first to go each time, because we don't. There has to be a scenario where we go with Quark, right? I need more information on him. It looked like things hadn't gone as planned for the other teams either. Nonetheless, we all seem to have reached some sort of truce.
Zero, when does the next round start?
Now let's see, is this skippable? Yes, it is.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be Tenmyoldi, or Alas, or Mooney, or maybe everyone.
What?
Why?
Yeah. Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why.
I see.
Oops.
Alice, Luna, and I only have 1 BP. That means we'd have less than 0 if we lost 2 points.
What? What the hell? This is...
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so now we are searching again. I don't remember where we ended last time when we tried this. Maybe I'll end it at the infirmary or something. I don't remember. Skippity-doo-dah-day.
Sorry, but I just don't really trust you guys. I mean, what if one of you is Zero? It could be any of you. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Zero a robot? Huh? You ever think of that? Because then I couldn't be him.
Anyway, I think that's enough about me and Alice. I just don't really feel like I can trust you guys. Maybe if that changes...
Clover, I said this before, but I miss your brother. I wish Snake was here.
Then I can tell you. So, I guess I'll go now. Go? Where are you going? I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet. Then I'll be going too. Fine.
There she goes. So, Tenmyouji.
Save it. I don't trust you any more than she does.
In other words, you aren't going to tell me anything, are you?
Sorry.
Yep. I left Tenmyouji and head back to the hallway. There were so many questions I wanted answers to, but it looked like I would have to suffer in ignorance for a while longer. Besides, there were plenty of more immediate problems that needed my attention. I sighed and filed my questions away to be dealt with later. I needed to focus. Focus. Lounge. Lounge.
Oh, Sigma.
Sup?
Perfect.
Talking about the date. That's right. Where to next? There was only one place I hadn't gone. The infirmary. Hey guys, you find any injection guns with stuff that could kill you in here? Maybe I should hold on to it, you know, just for safekeeping. How's it going?
Well, I think that's enough about me. Shouldn't we be making our way back to the rendezvous?
4 minutos. Oh, shit. I totally forgot. Damn, we're already late.
All the more reason to move along.
Let's hurry. Come on.
Now hang on. We're not done. Hang on, guys. What, did just no one find it this time? Huh. So...
Chromatic doors have opened.
So what's the over-under on whether or not the bomb's there? Is it the case where we can assume it's there even if no one's found it? Or should we assume that because they're searching as usual, they would have found it if it was there? Huh. Because this is very puzzling now. We never found any bombs on this side, right? It's only been on these ones here. At least I don't think so. Huh. So then the question is, what is special about this branch that leads, who I assume Dio, to plant the bombs? It's especially confusing because we still found the old lady, so that's not what's different. I mean, my understanding is that there's basically nothing different at all. Huh.
5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
What the hell? You're late. I just thought you'd take your fucking time getting back.
Sorry.
Sorry's not gonna cut it.
I feel like the story wouldn't... I feel the story wouldn't do something where... they would say, oh, they just didn't find it that time. That doesn't feel very satisfying, so I'm thinking it has to be that the bombs weren't planted this time.
Did you forget how this works? I'm your partner. Any later, you'd have killed us both, especially me.
You should remember that too, Sigma. I can't go through without you. You got back in time, but you need to be more careful.
Please
Okay.
stop fighting. She's right, you know. The doors have already opened. We need to hurry up and figure out our teams.
So, how should we pair up?
We're almost out of time. I'll just explain it as fast as I can.
Is this a skip?
Just
Okay. The options Fi laid out for us were the following. Option A, Alice and Dai Cyan would pair up with Luna Yellow and go through the green door. Tenmyoji and Quark Magenta would pair up with Clover Cyan and open the blue door. Fine, Dio Yellow would pair up with K Magenta and open the red door. Option B, Alice and Dai Cyan would pair up with K Magenta and go through the blue door. Tenmyoji and Quark Magenta would pair up with Luna Yellow and go through the red door. Fine, Dio Yellow would pair up with Clover Cyan and go open the green door. Option Option C, Alice's eye, cyan, and Clover would pair up and go through the red door. Timmy and Quark Magenta would pair up with K Magenta and open the green door. Find Dio Yellow would pair up with Luna Yellow and open the blue door. Okay.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
Okay. So who's going where?
I'm not going with Kay. I had enough of that last time. Thank you very much.
Oh dear. Seems I'm not wanted.
I'd like Luna to come with us.
Huh? Me?
Need someone gullible for the next round?
Hey, shut up. Aren't you my partner?
Maybe. But I don't want her to think that means I agree with you.
You betrayed me last time, Fi. And Dio, you betrayed Tenmyoji.
Ah, come on. Didn't I tell you? It was Quark who...
Dio! Stop saying that!
Anyway, Fi and I won't be choosing Betray this time. Your BP's 1 right now, isn't it? If you chose Ally and we chose Betray, what would it be?
-1. I'd die.
I didn't want to say it straight out, but... yeah. We're not gonna go that far just to get out of here. Right, Fi?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to take a chance on you.
Oof. Sorry, Luna. I don't think that's a good chance to take. Luna, are you sure about this?
Yes, I've made up my mind.
Then that means Quark and I will be going with Kay. Since it looks like Alice is pretty determined.
Yes, I am.
Then I get to go with Alice again. I'm totally good with that. What I did to Alice last time was really bad. I want to try to make up for it.
So we're going with option C then? That means each group is going through a complementary door. Sigma, Alice, and Clover are going through the red door. Tenmyoji, Quark, and Kay are going through the green door. And finally, Dio, Luna, and I are going through the blue door. Any objections?
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
If there were any objections, there was no time for them.
Let's go!
The announcer's voice filled the room as we ran for our doors.
3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Where are we going today? This is new. I don't think we go over here that often. Huh? Is this a dead end?
There are 3 doors, but it looks like they're all locked.
I wonder what this thing does.
Well, it's got a lever.
Okay, here's the question. Is Sigma gonna start making jokes while Clover's around? Because that's the only time he started making jokes of that nature. I'm gonna be curious. Let's see.
Can you pull that, Sigma?
Sure thing. No, he doesn't. He doesn't go for it. So what was the deal? Was it because it was Huh. Is it because Alice is here this time, or what? I don't know. Do you remember, it was just that weird... The one where we went to the archives, he just started making jokes of a certain nature. And the only time he's done that this whole game has been when he was with Clover, so... Maybe not. Something about the archives, man. Something in the air must have caused him to do that. Huh? Well, that's interesting.
It opened the door on the right.
Huh. That seems kind of weird. I mean, why just that one? What about the other 2?
Details hardly seems important to me. They gave us a way forward. I say we take it. Come along now.
Without waiting for a response, Alice strode off toward the open door. Clover and I hurried to follow. Is it the pantry? Yes! The fabled pantry. We've seen this place a few times, but now we finally get to actually do the escape room. How about that?
Whoa! This is amazing! Who'd ever need this much underwear?
What?
Well, I mean, all these boxes and stuff are panties, right? And there are a lot of boxes.
Panties?
Isn't that what it said on the door?
Clover dear, it didn't say panty.
It said pantry.
Pantry?
It's where you keep food.
Oh, I guess that makes more sense.
Her face had turned an especially amusing shade of red. What do you think that thing is?
I'd say it's a water storage tank.
It's totally full of water.
The stuff on the shelves looks like it's mostly bread, maybe a few pastries, but no panties.
So, just a whole bunch of food, huh?
Clover was right that there's a lot, though.
It looks like you could live here for quite a while.
I'd have to agree.
Then, what do you think this place is for?
Maybe it's where they quarantine sick people.
Interesting. Considering what we know. What?
Didn't we tell you about Radical 6?
I guess that story really was true.
Or did we see that already? Oh yeah, they must have... Isn't that found in the lounge? Never mind. Yeah. That makes sense. You're saying that the reason they've got all this food and water here is so that they can keep infected people here? That's ridiculous. I'm not infected with some weird-ass disease. I don't want to spend the rest of my life locked up in a mental box.
Me either. Giving us food is all well and good, but no spare underwear? That's unforgivable.
Yeah, you get it.
Seriously? How long are you guys going to keep making fun of me for that?
Oh, I'd say for the rest of this route. Right. Well, we need to search this room. So, let's get started. Seek a way out. Well, don't mind if I do. Let me check something. You know, my last video that I made in the other game I'm playing right now was kind of short. Would you guys be okay with another shorter one? I mean, it's not that much shorter, but I kind of don't feel all there right now. I feel like I just want to start the escape room with a clear head, fresh on a new day. So how about we do that? We'll call it here. Next time, if we dedicate a full episode to it, we'll probably be able to finish the pantry. And so that's what we'll be doing. In any case, I'm the Warm. This has been... I almost said Raging Luke. This has been VLR, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.